Good morning guys, and welcome back again to my channel. So today is going to be another Norvina palette tutorial because I am still trying out this palette, and in my last video you guys can see I was a little bit like on edge, I guess. Like, it was my first impressions. I didn't really know what to expect, and one of the shadows that I was super excited about was giving me a little bit of trouble, and I had a hard time applying on my eyeliner because of the formula of the shadow, which typically I don't have an issue with ever with my eyeliner that I always use, but for some reason that one didn't work. So we're gonna go again ahead and use the Norvina palette for this tutorial. I'm trying out a new lens, so if you heard any of the little like squeaky sound, that's the lens, and I'm just trying to figure it out. So for today's look, I am gonna try and use the color Dazzling just because it really sticks out to me, and it's like those shades that I typically love anyways. So it's this shade right here. As you can see, it's like super shimmery, super sparkly. Let's swatch it. As you can see, that shadow right here, and it's so shimmery, so sparkly, and I can't wait to use it. Let's swatch it here. You see that? That is super pigmented. It is very smooth and it glided on really well, so I'm curious to see how it'll apply on the lid because the last time we used rose gold and I had a bit of an issue with it, so we will see how that works out today. So I haven't done any of my makeup except for my brows, and I have prepped my eyelids. We're gonna start with the color Eccentric, just that one right there. It's like this very terracotta-ish color and very autumnal, so this is perfect for the fall. Again, there's a lot of like kickback when you tap your brush into these shadows. By the way, the last time I did use the brush that came in the palette. I'm going to try not to do that. I'm going to use my own brushes just to see how it works with a different type of brush, because maybe it was the brush that it came with and that's why it gave me a hard time. So we'll go ahead and see how it works out with other brushes. Tell me why today I woke up like an hour earlier than I wanted to, because I didn't realize that yesterday the time changed, because here in the US our time changes twice a year, every fall and every spring. There was a rule or like a law that they're trying to pass so we don't have to change time anymore, but unfortunately it didn't get signed by the right peoples in time to go into effect before time change happened. So today I woke up and I was like, it's only like 6, like it was almost 7 a.m. And I'm like, why am I up already? I wanted to wake up at 8:30, and legit right now it's 8:54. And so I'm like, why am I up early? And I went to bed at 1. So technically I went to bed at 12 because I didn't make up for the sleep that I thought I didn't get because I woke up an hour early. So yeah, that was really interesting. So I don't know why they have to change time, but they just do, and we just roll with it. Now when it's 5 o'clock, technically that would be our 6 o'clock. And by 7 p.m. it's like almost like super dark. So now instead of it being dark at 7, it's gonna be dark at 6 p.m. 5 o'clock's already gonna be like, the sun is like setting. So now I'm just gonna go ahead and go in with Dazzling. I am using this Sigma, the large shader brush, the Sigma E60, and I use a Sigma E25 blending brush to do the crease. I think it picks up pretty decently. Let's see. Okay. So it seems to apply better with a shader brush, like a flat shader brush, because the one that came in the palette is more of a dense brush. There is a lot of fallout, so be mindful of that. Now I'm going to go in with a more dense blending brush, and I'm going to go into Passion. We're going to just add a bit of like a fall berry-ish color. Go right in the outer crease. And then I'm just going to bring it right into my inner crease. Just halfway in. And I literally just like dipped my brush, and I didn't like swish it around. I just like pat it in like once. And you can pick up a lot of product like that. I'm just going to pick up a really small little brush. This one is from Veramona. It came in like an Ipsy bag at some point when I had Ipsy. It's a really small shader brush, and I'm just gonna go back over the spots that kind of got covered by the last shadow. So we're not doing anything super fancy or anything like that. Hopefully this video is not so long. Then I'm gonna pick up a little bit of base and put that under the brow bone. Because you know I'm all about that base, got that base. No trouble. Moving on, I'm just gonna go ahead and dust what I can dust away because we had a lot of fallout. Now let's see how it works with my eyeliner. Okay, eyeliner is on. Let's move on, I'll keep talking. So I'm going to apply SPF. I use this one from It Cosmetics. It's 50 SPF. And I literally just do like a drop like this. And I take a flat top kabuki and just spread it all over my face. Now this eyeliner did glide on better today than in the last video. So that definitely was a plus. But as you can see, I will try to zoom in a little bit, is the color of the eyeliner I had to go over a couple times because the color is super pigmented, which is a good thing. And it kind of like came through with the liner, so I had to just go over it a couple of times so we get that more intense black liner. It's better than the last time, but just had to do a little extra work. I'm gonna go in with my Kevyn Aucoin primer. Gonna use my Maybelline Fit Me Foundation. So you guys can see my melasma is a lot better. I saw a dermatologist and they prescribed me this cream and I've been using it, and so it's actually been, it like peels away layers of your skin like over time. It doesn't happen instantly. But I started that journey back in, oh gosh, when did I go? I think it was May. And so now we're at the end of the year. So it's been more than 6 months. And it's finally like lightened. Over time it keeps peeling and it gets lighter. I wish it was like that, but it's taking time. I haven't gone back to the dermatologist for personal reasons that, I don't know, I just didn't really like the service per se. I mean, it wasn't like a bad service, but just kind of felt like they didn't really care as much. It's like they said, oh yeah, okay, I'll prescribe this and that's it. Like it took like 5 minutes. Like you pay your copay and it's like $50 because they're like a specialist. So it's kind of like, okay, I just spent $50 for you to say, here's a prescription that took like maybe not even 5 minutes. So it just, I don't know, it wasn't personable. And I feel like if I'm going to a dermatologist, I want to see someone who kind of like shows me that they care, because I care about what's happening to my face. When I called to cancel my appointment, they didn't even ask, okay, when do you want to reschedule, or nothing. It was just like, okay. And I'm like, I'm supposed to do a follow-up, like why wouldn't you ask me? Yeah. So just continually doing what I'm doing with the cream, and hopefully eventually by next year at some point it'll be completely gone and I don't have to go back to a dermatologist. And if I do, I'll just have to find a new dermatologist. This might be kind of a chatty video, so I'm sorry if it's kind of long, but sometimes you can't help being chatty. I need someone to talk to. Going in with my favorite Chanel bronzer. This is Soleil Tan Chanel, and I'm literally running out. Hopefully it'll last me until the end of December, and then January we can get a new one. As you guys can see, I don't go super crazy with my eyeshadows. It's pretty much the same kind of routine-ish thing I do, unless I'm trying to create like a specific like look. But other than that, it's kind of like for everyday, that's kind of what I do. Keep it easy, you know. Using the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. I'll just go with the beauty sponge. Usually I dampen it, but this one is not damped, but that's okay. It still works fine. I'm gonna use that to pat in my concealer. I really love that now that my melasma has lightened. I'm glad that I don't have to do all the extra steps that I used to do when my melasma was darker, because before, if I didn't do the extra steps before applying foundation and concealer, you could see it like so profoundly. Now I can just do like ordinary foundation and concealer and you can barely see it. Like it peeks through tiny bit, but it's a lot better than before. I'm gonna go in with my Laura Mercier powder to set everything. And for this look today, I want something a bit more rosy for the cheeks. I'm going to go in with this NYX blush. It is in the color Dusty Rose. So the freakiest thing happened like a couple days ago. I did my nails last weekend, and for whatever reason, when I put the top coat, there was a lot of bubbles, so you could see all the bubbles on the nail polish and just look really gross. And so I've been meaning to ask one of my friends, because she loves nail polish. So I meant to ask her, like, why does that happen and what am I doing? And I kept meaning to ask her, and I totally forgot. And so there's this one night I was about to go to bed. So usually I'll sit and watch like a video or two while I'm in bed, and then I literally was about to like just Google why does a nail polish bubble up, especially a top coat. And I literally was gonna do that, or even search it in YouTube. And as soon as I opened up my iPad, went to my feed, like my subscription feed, the very first video was about that specific topic about nail polish like having bubbles. I was like, what the heck? That was so crazy. Like I couldn't believe how that happened. I'm like, I was just thinking about this and I was just about to research about it, and then voila. So this girl that I follow, Kelli, Marissa or something like that, she does all like mostly nails tutorials and nail polish looks and whatnot. So I have her on my feed, and no joke, that was just like the craziest thing ever. And thanks to her video, I figured out what I was doing, because I never used to have that issue until like the last like 2 months or so, and I'm like, what the heck am I doing? So I finally realized that there's two things. I was shaking the top coat, don't know why, and I was doing it directly under a fan that was like on high speed. So like I had to have all this air, and the air creates bubbles within the top coat. So those two things I did not do, and my nails came out so perfectly last night. I'm so happy. I finally, like, thanks to her, thanks to Kelli, thank you Kelli, I finally realized what I was doing wrong. I will link her video down below in case you guys are interested in that topic. Really quickly, I'm going to go in with a little bit of incense just on my lower lash line. I'm going to use a really small shader brush, a Sigma E21. Now we're going to dust away all of the excess powder. And there we have it, guys. This is the second look from the Norvina palette, and I had a much better experience than I did in the last video. So if you guys are interested in seeing that video, I'm going to link it up here. But I think what made the big difference was the type of brushes I was using, because the last time I strictly used the brush that came with the palette, and I have to say that experience wasn't the best. So I definitely like the experience a lot better today than I did last time. So I definitely enjoyed this palette today, and I think it looks absolutely beautiful. And of course, it's nothing super dramatic or super like technical. It's really easy. You guys can definitely do this. And one more thing I always forget lips, and this is literally my little drawer that I have in my bedroom, because I literally have a million and one lipsticks in my bag. So usually I just throw them in this little drawer, because all my makeup is in this room. And now I'm going to figure out a color to wear. Gonna choose Dusty Rose from Anastasia. This is like my favorite lip color. Okay, now the look is complete. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you haven't subscribed yet, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I'd love to have you as part of my YouTube family. And also, if you want to follow me on social media, that will be up here on the screen or in the box down below. Thanks again so much for watching. Until next time, I'll see you guys later. Bye.